Do any of you know what the average response time is for a 911 call? It's about 10 minutes. Do any of you know what the average response time is for an M1911 handgun? It's about 2 seconds. Calling 911 does not result in immediate conflict resolution as does a handgun. The ability to bear arms is a right given to us by the Second Amendment in the United States Constitution, and it should not be taken away from us. Today we'll take a look at the importance of maintaining our right to bear arms. I bet that many of you have a stance on gun rights, and being that most of you are from Nebraska, you have probably used or seen guns used in the past due to the fact that there's a lot of hunting that goes on in rural areas. However, I doubt that many of you have ever considered the fact that guns can actually save your life instead of being used just for hunting. My family has always been in favor of gun rights, and I shot my first gun when I was 10 years old. I took a hunter safety course when I was 12 years old, and I have been hunting ever since. Hunting is still of great interest to me, and I have since kept my knowledge of the subject matter and gun rights current via many specific magazines and websites. In order to first understand how important these gun rights are, it is necessary to first understand the background on gun rights, how these gun rights have caused the number of violent crimes to decrease, how gun bans do not deter crime, and finally some examples of when times when carrying a gun saved lives. We'll first start off by how these gun rights came to be. Self-defense is a fundamental right we are given. According to a 2015 article on the Newsmax website, the right to bear arms is protected by the United States Constitution and all self-defense state laws. These self-defense state laws are put in place by each state, and they do not reflect the laws of the entire nation. These laws in each state govern the ability for one to bear an arm in public. In that same 2015 article on the Newsmax website, handgun restriction laws have consistently been vetoed by the Supreme Court. Gun bans are a violation of our fundamental rights, and taking these away is a direct violation of these rights. If we allow the government to take away this one right we are given in the Constitution, what rights are they going to take away next? Our freedom of speech, freedom of religion? Now that you all know how these gun rights came to be, let us talk about how gun rights have caused the number of violent crimes in the country to decrease. Concealed carry laws have been seen to decrease the number of crimes nationwide. This is an example of what a concealed carry permit looks like. As you can see, it lists the name on the top, then it lists the ID number on the side, the date of birth, the issue date and expiration date, and then along with it has a picture over here. According to a 2014 article on the ProCon website, states that put into action concealed carry laws reduced the number of rapes by 5%, murders by 8.5%, robberies by 3%, and aggravated assaults by 7% in a study done in 2000. These rates dropped to the increase in the number of crimes ordered by citizens that had concealed carry permits. In that same 2014 article on the ProCon website, it was stated that a 2013 study in applied economic letters found a 10% increase in gun-related murder rates in states with more restrictive concealed carry weapon laws. According to a 2012 article on the National Rifle Association website, through 2010, the nation's murder rate has decreased by 52% to a 47-year low, and the total violent crime rate has decreased 48% to a 37-year low. Concealed carry laws could have prevented many crimes from happening. In that 2014 article on the ProCon website, it states that between the years of 1997 and 1992, about 1,570 murders, 60,000 aggravated assaults, 12,000 robberies, and 4,177 rapes could have been prevented if concealed carry laws were implemented in the United States at the time. One can see how these concealed carry laws help to decrease the crime rate because there is a greater chance that bystanders will have a weapon when a crime occurs and they can attempt to stop that crime. Most of you think that simply carrying a gun is dangerous, but that is not true because of the safety that is engaged here. When you try to pull the safety or pull the trigger, it will not fire because the safety is engaged. When you flip the safety off, it's red here to indicate that the weapon is ready to fire. And then when you pull the trigger when the safety is off, it fires. But like I said, when it's on, it cannot fire. By now, you should all know how gun rights cause crime to decrease. We will next talk about how gun bans do not deter crime. According to a 2015 article on the Newsmax website, the federal assault weapons ban, which was signed by President Bill Clinton in 1994, expired and has not had enough support since then to be reinstated. If we implement these so-called gun bans, gun-related violence is not going to stop. Do you guys think that putting up a sign outside a convenience store that says no guns allowed is going to make a robber think, dang it, I guess I can't go in there and rob that store? That's not going to happen. Signs with words in them cannot prevent crime. By now you should all know that gun bans do not deter crime. We'll finally talk about some examples of where carrying a gun saved lives. Carrying a concealed handgun could help stop a public shooting spree. The 2014 article on the ProCon website states that past concealed carry laws between the years of 1977 and 1995 resulted in the number of multiple victim public shooting sprees decreasing by 84%. In a 2005 article on the Fox News website, on February 24, 2005, a man by the name of David Arroyo Sr. used a semi-automatic AK-47 to shoot and kill his ex-wife and 5 other innocent people outside a courthouse in Tyler, Texas. Then a man with a concealed carry permit by the name of Mark Wilson shot him several times in the chest. Arroyo turned and shot Wilson and killed him. However, Arroyo was then shot by police, which prevented him from going into the courthouse and murdering tons more innocent people. According to a 2007 article on the Marine Times website, a 71-year-old retired Marine shot 2 would-be robbers at a Subway restaurant in Plantation, Florida in June 2007, resulting in the death of one robber and saving the lives of many other innocent people. Today we have taken a look at why we cannot allow the government to take away our right to bear arms. First, we took a look at the background on gun rights. Next, we took a look at how gun rights have caused crime to decrease. Third, we looked at how gun bans do not deter crime. Lastly, we looked at some examples of when carrying a gun saved lives. I know that a lot of you already have a stance on gun rights, but I hope that after listening to what I've told you today on why we need to maintain our gun rights, you will see how important it is for us to not let the government take away these rights.